We are on a wild road trip to film the UK's most amazing wildlife spectacles.
Our first stop is Exmoor National Park, and here we will see Exmoor ponies and hopefully red deer. It is mid-October, which is prime time rutting season, although red deers are a lot less common in Exmoor.
After that, we're going to be heading to the New Forest, where they've got 6 species of deer. The most likely ones we'll see are the red deer and the fallow deer. Now, I've seen red deer before in Scotland, but I've never actually seen them rutting, so this is something I'm really excited to capture on camera.
Our 3-day road trip begins in Falmouth and will take us through the beautiful southwest countryside. Well, provided Lizzie can navigate properly.
We're looking at actually Exmoor National Park, and it's taking us to here.
Oh, ponies, look, ponies!
Whilst we did find ponies, we also found rain, and lots of it.
As our journey continued on, the weather brightened up and our search for the ponies became a little more successful. The first records of Exmoor ponies were documented in 1085. They have inhabited Exmoor in the southwest for many years since and are one of our oldest native breeds.
They were used for pulling carts and transporting farmers across tough terrain, and today over 150 Exmoor ponies are roaming free on the moor.
This is the animal that everyone who comes to Exmoor National Park wants to see. They are surprisingly difficult to get close to. I thought we'd be surrounded by ponies, but actually, it's been quite a challenge to get anywhere near them.
Exmoor National Park has a great variety of habitats. There's clear crystal rivers and beautiful oaklands, and not forgetting these spectacular moors.
And these moors are really important for the ponies. It provides endless space for galloping, and even though the conditions can be quite harsh, there's great places to shelter.
In fact, this space is so important for wildlife that a third of it is actually protected under UK and European laws. Day 1 couldn't have gone any better. And with that, we headed off the moor to find somewhere to set up camp in preparation for a big day ahead.
It's day 2 and we are feeling really fresh after a very cold night on the moors, but it was incredible going to sleep to the sound of the roaring stags. And that sunrise this morning, that was pretty special.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and it was a great start for us for this new adventure today to New Forest National Park.
The park is well known for its wide variety of different habitats and wildlife, so we were eager to get there and film, and when we arrived we weren't disappointed by the forest beauty.
On the Crown's land, fallow deer numbers are maintained at roughly 1,300. They aren't actually a native species, but they do have the longest continuous lineage of any deer species in the forest. And it was here that William the Conqueror claimed this as his own hunting forest in England.
His hunts first began in the year 1079 and lasted for over 900 years. The beasts of the forest included red, fallow and roe deer as well as wild boar, but hunting was only relatively recently outlawed in 1997.
We began tracking the deer by heading off the path deep into the forest, looking for signs and clues of rutting that could help us in our search. The autumnal colours through the forest were an indicator that we had come at the right time.
The prospect of successfully finding deer in such a large area was daunting, especially as footprints were hidden by all the leaf litter. Eventually, we stumbled across fresh deer droppings, suggesting they had recently passed through the area. But without much success, we had no choice but to head back to camp.
The rutting season usually lasts about 3 weeks and it's in its peak from mid-October. Now we are here looking for what is known as a rutting stand. This is an area of worn down ground by males congregating, trotting their feet for hours on end and rubbing their antlers against the branches.
Each year, the males grow fresh antlers and it's covered in this lovely soft velvet. They scrape this against the trees to mark their territory and get ready for the fights in the upcoming season.
A telltale sign of deers feeding in the forest is what is known as a browsing line. Now this is a gap in the trees where the branches have been stripped of vegetation.
These bare patches run all throughout the forest where deers have wandered.
The aim of the game for males during the rutting season is to win over a harem of does or females. Then his job is to not only mate with these females, but to defend them from any challenges. However, fighting behaviour can be very costly.
Because of this, fighting is often a last resort, and it's not uncommon to see bucks displaying to each other through the use of parallel walking, side by side, pawing at the ground, and any other types of behaviour that allow them to size each other up and avoid any unnecessary fights.
With our time in the New Forest coming to an end, we began heading back before dark with only a few last glimpses of deer. But our luck was about to change.